Hello. I hope you're doing really well always. So, I have been called to channel some light language for the collective consciousness to assist with certain upgrades that are taking place right now. So, where do we begin, Spirit? Spirit wants to have a little chat with you guys first through me, just channel some messages, and then I'm going to channel the light language, and that's going to assist you. And you can come back to this video to work with your own upgrades at any point. This will be timeless energy healing. But Spirit's got a few messages for right now, so so I've been picking up on quite a few different things, and it's quite an interesting time. And the biggest thing, I guess, I would say with these upgrades, which are ongoing and which I don't even know if there's ever a point where they began or if there's ever a point where they will end, because the nature of Earth is that things are always moving and changing. But what I do feel is that things may have been accelerating recently for some of you. Or you might have started to just notice that things are accelerating because they have been for a while. And what that means is that you can get a lot more growth done in a much quicker period of time. So it's like essentially what I'm seeing is you can grow, like, you know how a seed usually takes time to germinate and then grow and then sprout and then blossom and then, move into a whole plant. It's like that whole process, because of the amount of life force that's available to us right now in terms of the high frequency that the new Earth is, that we are becoming and we are embodying, things can happen in a much quicker time frame. Like a cycle that would usually take, a few weeks can take one day. And this is only going to be like exponentially happening. So whilst it might have taken, a few years to work through some kind of an issue, now it's like you can work through it in a few months. You see what I'm trying to say is like there's this acceleration and this ability to grow and move that is very much more powerful than it used to be, I guess. But there's also, because of that, more of a need to release the old and be willing to move and embrace the new. Yeah? Okay, so this is a big theme I'm getting. I feel right now on Earth that we are between worlds. Okay, we are not so much stuck in the old paradigm that we may believe that we are, but we are not so much experiencing the new Earth, right? Yet. So we're in this liminal space, this in-between space where something has not fully emptied out, but something has not fully sort of come in either. And it's quite strange, but there's a beauty here. It's like a profound energy of, it's kind of still both. Right now on Earth, we're still both. And this is a friend of mine said this to me a few weeks ago and it stuck with me. They were like, yeah, the theme of the time seems to be paradox. And I was like, huh. And it just stuck with me. And it's like the rest, like since I talked to them, all I'm seeing now is paradox in everything, in everything. And it seems to be what Spirit wants for us right now. Instead of like a clear, like red light, traffic light, red light, no, or green light, yes, Spirit's continuously giving us the orange light. Like, well, you decide. Should you slow down or should you speed up? Should you try and make this light or should you just play it safe and slow down? And it might feel infuriating at times because it can be like, how do I know what my guidance is? My guidance is saying, slow down, and it's saying speed up. What the, do I do with this? But Spirit's saying that it's a mark of the advancement in our evolution. So it's a beautiful thing that we're ready to really discern, and this is, I think, what Spirit's trying to say is that we are the new Earth. Like, we are, you know what I mean? And this Earth is, of course, but we are, and we are conscious enough to choose to move with this shift, to move with this change, and move with this time. And so that sort of takes a certain amount of responsibility, and I think this is what the paradox is trying to offer us at this time, is like, we need to be able to navigate and discern what is right and what is not right, in terms of right action. I'm talking about right action, yeah? What is right action and what is not right action? Because you will, at this point in history, be able to find evidence for anything. You'll be able to find evidence for, why it's a good idea to eat meat or why it's a good idea to not eat meat. You'll be able to find sort of like proof to whatever you choose to believe or perceive. But Spirit's saying there is a deeper truth that you can anchor into, but you must be willing to find it yourself. You have to be able to discern and find it for yourself. So we're in this time where there's this sort of liminal space, and it's the paradox of the old and the new at once. And it's quite a profound time, right? The other thing that's coming through, separate to the paradox, well, I don't know if anything's separate, but in addition to the paradox message, is that we really need to be willing to let go of the old. And if that process isn't necessarily engaged with by yourself, like if you're not engaging with the process of letting go and bringing in the new, then the universe is going to engage with that process for you, right? So it could be that things are harder to hold on to, or that things you used to rely on for safety and security, be it, people, relationships, job, like anything, is going to feel much less secure beneath your feet. It's going to feel like things are moving around all the time. And Spirit is saying essentially that is because the old is really ready to be released. It's just ready to be released at this time. And the new is ready to be embraced, okay? But as humans, we love our comfort, we love comfort. Geez, don't we? I mean, this is what came today. So we're in winter here in Australia, and so funny. My partner has an ice bath. It's actually like it's cool. It's an ice bath. It's like a freezer conversion. Anyway, and he had to get it fixed recently, and he's finally fixed it. And it's been this thing where for like a few months, he's been like, yeah, we're going to have an ice bath soon. We're going to have an ice bath soon. And I've just been like, yep, thinking it's winter, what the heck, I don't want to do that, no. And just that thing of putting it off, like, yeah, well, it's going to happen in the future, but I don't have to worry about it. So it's like, yeah, I know I need to do that, I need to do it, but I don't have to think about it right now. And then this morning, he was like, the ice bath's ready, are you ready? I was like, I was so comfortable in my warm clothes, but I did it. And even though like I'm still training on how to do the full body 3-minute thing, I'm getting there, but still it was just that process of like sort of recognizing as humans how much we like comfort, but how there's so much that exists on the other side of our comfort. There's so much that exists through the process of being uncomfortable and allowing something to be different and allowing yourself to experience a new thing. Because it's not the kind of discomfort of it's not the discomfort of your comfort zone, which is honestly one of the most uncomfortable places to exist in, I would say, is your comfort zone. But it's the discomfort of purposefully getting uncomfortable, where we would so often just make the choices that keep us comfortable, and then to consciously be like, yes, okay, I'm choosing to be uncomfortable for a good reason, because then I feel great afterwards, because you do. But it's sort of this interesting thing where, with the ice bath, there may be things that you thought you might have more time to get ready for. Like I was thinking, yeah, by the time it's fixed, I'll be fine. And then it's like, boom, here it is. Jump in, are you ready? And Spirit's kind of just sort of saying to us, we need to be willing to say yes, even if it feels like we're not ready, or we'd rather stay really warm, because there's so much being offered to us in that space of daring to step into the new. And I will also say that because many of us are experiencing a higher frequency than potentially we have before, and I know this is definitely true for myself. Even though I'm not there all the time, I embody a higher frequency more of the time, which means that when I am out of alignment, which definitely still happens sometimes, it manifests way bigger, way more in my face, like way more in order for me to deal with. And this is what I'm trying to say about the things that you might have felt like you could rely upon in the past are going to become like either like basically things are being decided right now about what is going to be brought with you into the new and what is not. Okay, and you must be willing to release what is not going to be a vibrational match to you when you are living in the new earth frequency. Okay, more of the time and more of the time and then more of the time and then more of the time. So it's going to be a process, right, where we're slowly encompassing, embodying more and more of that frequency more and more of the time. But the more you dabble with that high frequency, that new earth frequency, the more that your manifesting power will grow, which can also, of course, mean, like I'm trying to articulate to you guys, that will mean that you will manifest things that are out of alignment in a much bigger way, in a much in-your-face way, which can feel like, oh my God, why is there chaos? Why is this thing not working out for me? Okay, and it's because Spirit wants you to become aware that you have some kind of a thought pattern in you, or you have some kind of a attachment to something, or you have a fear about poverty, or whatever it is, and Spirit wants to manifest it in such a big way through the point of attraction in your subconscious mind that you might not be aware of, so that you can become aware of it and therefore neutralize it so it does not have any power over you anymore, so that you can release it and move into the new. So but that might sound all great in theory, but in reality, there are a lot of things that we hold near and dear to us that may need to be let go of. And it's not about, we didn't... It's because there needs to be a certain truth. We need to witness things with the truth. We need to perceive the truth accurately, and therefore everything else will sort of become very clear. The right action that we will need to take in order to release things can be hard. It will probably be hard, but it is sort of the defining energy of this time, is that we need to release to receive. How many times have you heard that? We need to release to receive, and that's just the truth. And we need to believe in ourselves and believe in our ability that we can get there. That we can get there, and that we will get there, and that we are getting there, and that we are already there. Essentially, we're already there. It's simply the new earth frequency is already with us. It's not something that we have to like run and try to catch up with, and it's always out of reach. It's already around us. It's already like living amongst us. It's just that we have to peel back enough layers that it can come through and come into us and be with us all the time, So yeah, I think we're ready for the light language now, okay? Okay. Niatolo sanche kotus. Dogotus ogotus. Tayamonto isacheta inquieto suma. Ialatus. Ialatus. Ialatus soma shekotusana. Atum. Atuma. Neatuma. Ayatum. Tum. Neatum dama. Teya. Ayatum. Niatus ash. Te kyotosam. Dea kyosumdam. Naitas ush mda. Indalosh. 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 Doma. Kes. Kes. very loving frequency that came through there. It really did feel like the frequency of the new earth, of heaven on earth. It's already here. You're already doing it. You've already made it. Okay? So come back to this, channeling this, for the messages or for the frequency, the healing, as often as you need. And if you do want to go deeper into assisting yourself in the New Earth upgrades, that is essentially what I am focusing on in Source Codes right now, in the Zoom calls, in the group calls that we do. It's really deep energetic work and it's really profound stuff. Our next one is scheduled for the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of the 8th, Australian Central Standard Time, however. Good luck for your integration, these upgrades. Much love, you guys.